Hi everyone, I'm back again to share with you a very, very special book. It's very special because it's my very first book, Jeremy Jekyll Hates Freckles. I'm going to read a portion from it. It's about a boy who, as the title says, he hated his freckles. He tries everything to get rid of them, and we'll see what finally helps him to be resolved with the issue of him hating his freckles. It's illustrated by Kathy Kolbeck. Okay, Jeremy Jekyll was only a little boy, but he had a big problem. He had too many freckles. He didn't just have 10 freckles on his nose, or 100 freckles on his arms, or 1,000 freckles on his legs. Jeremy Jekyll had millions and billions and trillions of freckles, and he hated them all. They came in all shapes and sizes and all shades of brown. Jeremy couldn't make up his mind which ones he hated most. The teeny tiny yellowish ones over his eyes, the prune-shaped apricot-colored ones on his ears, or the horrible spotty ones over his mouth. He finally settled on the patchy ones over his big toe. He hated them so much that whenever he went swimming, he covered them with a band-aid, giant size. Everyone pitied his poor broken toe and forgot all about his freckles. Jeremy's sister Sue called him Raisin Eyes and Currant Face. Her friend Melissa Greeley called him Speckled Hen. Jeremy would get very exasperated and chased him all the way to school, but he could never catch them. And here's Jeremy over here with a big band-aid on his toe, he's embarrassed, so he's pretending he has a sore toe. He broke his toe. He complained to his mother. He complained to his father. He complained to his grandmother. He even complained to his pet lizard, but no one would listen. His mother said, "You grow out of them, dear." Jeremy couldn't wait to start growing. He began to eat all the boring health foods his mom couldn't get him to eat before. Disgusting, yucky, horrible things like marinated mung beans with bone marrow gruel. Icky, sticky, runny things like cauliflower gratin with goat cheese sauce. Wriggly, squiggly, ugly things like stir-fried black mushrooms with crookneck squash. Slithering, slimy, rimy things like mummy's crummy, gummy, yummy yam stew with bok choy greens. All washed down with wheat germ snickerdoodles and mounds of melted succotash floating frothily in an ocean of Japanese juice. He scored 11 winning goals for the Monkstown Midgets and cleaned his room twice a day. His coach was amazed, and his mom was ecstatic. He had so much energy he could jump over the moon, but he still had all his freckles. Eating all those health foods, all kinds of energy, but he had his freckles. Grandmother said, "Don't worry, they'll fade away." Jeremy had an idea. He had heard Mom complain about the sun fading his jeans. If the sun could fade jeans, it surely could fade freckles. He lay in his hammock for 4 days straight. He read 40 bright and early books for beginning beginners and drank 6 gallons of lemonade. He got a blistering burn, 50 mosquito bites, and an A++ in reading. But he still had all his freckles, and what's more, they were bigger and browner and uglier than ever. Jeremy was so mad he went to bed for a week. He lay in the sun, but the sun only brought the freckles more. Father said, "Forget about them and they'll go away." Jeremy tried to forget. He walked down the street and kicked some stones and pretended he was G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe never had freckles. Superman didn't have any either. Or Hulk Hogan, or Wayne Gretzky, or... Jeremy was trying so hard to forget. He didn't see Mrs. Hadnot rounding the corner with her packages. He crashed into her with the force of a hurricane. Mrs. Hadnot was not pleased. "What else can one expect from a red-haired, freckle-faced imp?" she muttered as she shuffled off. At school, when the teacher couldn't remember his name, she would say, "You with the freckles, come to the board," or "You with the freckles, get in line." When the school pictures came back, it was even worse. She would smile sweetly and exclaim loudly, "You came out very clear, Jeremy. We can see all your freckles." The whole class, especially Melissa Greeley, would laugh and hoot and point, and Jeremy would turn as red as an apple with currants in it. And there he is crashing into poor Mrs. Hadnot because he's so distracted and anxious over his freckles. The boys on the block had a sign on their clubhouse door. "Enter the Monkstown Midgets Friendship Club. All allowed except freckle faces." Oh boy, poor Jeremy. He's having a hard time getting bullied. One day, Marty Haynes poked his face out and hissed, "Try some vanishing cream." So Jeremy went to the drugstore, the health and beauty section. It was a very interesting place. Sea Breeze Whipped Facial Cleanser sounded nice. It smelled nice too. Buff Puff Regular Texture Deep Cleansing Facial Sponge sounded strong. He bought both. And Clean Sweep Light Facial Scrub sounded so easy he should have a clear face in no time. Sea Breeze sounded nice. Buff Puff sounded strong. And Clean Sweep made him think of Peter Pan. But OxyClean, read his sister Sue, removes dirt and oil. It also unplugs clogged pores. It sounded strong enough to clean a sink. In fact, thought Jeremy, it sounded absolutely humongous. He spent a whole month's allowance. Oh my. He got all his allowance money spent. And I wonder, does he get rid of freckles? He had the softest, smoothest, and glossiest face in all of Monkstown. He was so glossy he glowed in the dark. He was so clean he squeaked, but he still had all his freckles. He punched out Marty Haynes. He punched out Jason Hunt. He was black and blue and mad and tattered, but he still had all his freckles. One day, while Jeremy was walking home from school, 3 men grabbed him. "There he is," shouted the first man, the one with the black moustache. "Our search is over," boomed the second man. He stuck out his belly and rubbed his hands together gleefully. "He's going to go places," glowed the third man. He inspected Jeremy's ears and pulled on his red hair. Jeremy wriggled and kicked, but he couldn't get free. "Why is your search over, and why am I going to go places?" spluttered Jeremy as he wriggled and kicked some more. "I haven't done anything." And who are these people? They are talent agents, movie star talent agents, advertising agency talent agents, going around trying to find a perfect boy. "My dear boy," smirked the fat man, "it's not what you've done, it's what you're going to do. You see," he tweaked Jeremy's nose, "you are the perfect boy." "I am," said Jeremy in amazement. He had been called a lot of things, but never the perfect boy. "That you are," drawled the man with the black moustache, that pouting scowl, that fiery red hair, and, he paused dramatically, those freckles, all those freckles, those $1 million freckles. He clasped his hands together and rolled his eyes at the sky. Jeremy was sure he was counting dollar signs in the clouds. The man with the black moustache hemmed loudly. Let's get this kid home to his mother," he ordered. "He has to get ready for the big time." "You, my boy, are going to be a star," puffed the fat man as he munched his salami sandwich. So Jeremy was very unhappy with his freckles. In fact, he was quite tormented with them. But then along come three big shots from a talent agency, and they're going to make him a movie star. He's going to make millions of dollars. And he goes away to Hollywood and all this. I wonder what happens though. I wonder, how does he feel about himself with all that attention and all that stardom? This book can be found. Well, there are limited copies available. It's not in print anymore. I do plan on bringing out at some point a new edition. I guess you could say it's a collector's item right now. It can be found, but it's difficult. I do have some copies available if anybody wants to notify me on Facebook, and author Geraldine Ryan-Lush on Facebook, Twitter at Ryan-Lush, or you can find my email address on the Amazon author page. If you'd like to talk to me about procuring a copy, it is in libraries, a lot of libraries actually, and a lot of schools. I did a lot of visits over the years with schools with children in classes, and there was quite a few purchasing schools. So you never know where you might find it. But like I said, if you can't find it, you can certainly contact me. As regards to the vehicles I used to write the story, the method I used to write the story, the combinations of health foods that Jeremy used in the book, Mummy's crummy, gummy, yummy, and stew, bok choy greens, and wheat germ snickerdoodles, melted succotash, and all these crazy sounding foods. I just got some names out of cookbooks and just played around with them and came up with some imaginative terms. So again, this is another book that is a good reading tool for kids, because it deals with a lot of strange sounding words that kids can take apart and become better readers, as well as the interesting plot line, what happens to him and so on. And there's also quite the message in the book where he's bullied, and he eventually has to learn, or eventually learns about good self-esteem and feeling good about himself, being happy with himself. That's pretty well the message in the book. Being happy with you are, no matter if you have freckles or not. Freckles or no freckles. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll be able to find the book and read the rest of the story. And I hope you have a wonderful Easter at home. I could not find a hat that I was satisfied it would go with my attire this evening, so I decided to wear it's purple anyway, an Easter color, so it's a flapper feather, my Easter feather. Anyway, have fun at home, and as usual, I hope you get to read some books, because books are great friends and they're great fun. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.